You're waiting, huh?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Nice.
Had to do it one time. Welcome back.
For the one-time skis.
Welcome back. Episode 49. Brendoza's not a big fan of that mirror screen, so we're going to get out of there. We're going to put it on topic number 1, but we're going to wait until we got a couple more people in here before we get started. So, shit, man. What's good with the Brooks? Happy Tuesday, HMO Tuesday to my brother right here.
Tuesday.
Hey, man, we got some shit to watch today, man. We definitely got some... I actually saw something literally just now when we were booting up the stream about Patrick Mahomes, and I'm already like, nah, man. Already getting bad Mahomes news, man. They just took an L. They're 2-3 now, and now I'm seeing things about his personal life, man. That can't be good.
What's his name? Spencer Cornelia. He always says downfall of these athletes and rappers is getting married and all that, and now might be happening with Patrick Mahomes, man.
I hope that's not the case, man. Apparently, I saw a thumbnail from one of my favorite YouTubers, Jamari, and it says that his wife is trying to sabotage his career. So I'm curious.
Yeah, I'm curious too.
To see what... I don't know if we're able to...
You want to watch it?
I don't know if we're able to review. We might have to just like take the.
I mean, why would he hit us with the copyright though?
Because it's a monetized video.
Yeah, but then like, why would he do that? I don't think he would do that.
I don't know. Hey, Jamari, man.
That's punching down on somebody for real.
Nah, man. I wouldn't know how that works, but I think we could just watch this real quick.
I think we'll be straight, bro.
Hey, let's... Shout out to Jamari, by the way. Hit him with a thumbs up. I literally watch all this guy's videos. Y'all should subscribe to him. Congrats on 800K, by the way. I think he's actually subscribed to the channel, man. So if you ever...
Is he?
Yeah, he was subscribed a minute ago, but nice. I never seen you say nothing. Jamari, if you're subbed, man, pop out, bro.
All right, let's see what's up.
Mahomes.
So the nightmare season for our guy Patrick Mahomes just seems to continue after a horrible loss to the Bills this last weekend. This is the first time in Mahomes'
What's good, Real
career
Take?
That he has faced some adversity and, for lack of a better expression, been down bad. His defense couldn't stop a Pee Wee football team.
That's
his
true.
Offensive line looks like it's composed of senior citizens. So basically, it's kind of like he's out there by himself. And to make matters much worse, Patrick is constantly dealing with off-the-field drama. It's not some sort of Antonio Brown or Aaron Hernandez situation.
Can y'all hear it?
Thank God that's the case.
Can y'all hear that? Yo, Real Take, what's good, man? What a wild day, bro.
Super wild day, bro.
We're going to get to it. This is just kind of like a buffering period while we're allowing a couple more people to pull up before we really get into our topics for the Power Hour.
This drama himself. As I said in my last video about this topic, Patrick is actually a role model for kids everywhere, both on and off the football field. He always presents...
Except for when it comes to steak.
Oh, nah, you can't be putting no ketchup on the steak,
weird,
my homeboy.
That's very weird. Anyway, back to the video.
This guy right here is one of the best quarterbacks of all time already. One of the best young quarterbacks I've ever seen. And as you can hear Jamari saying, if y'all can hear it, that he's been having off-the-field issues already. Young guy. Just turned 26.
I just know about his brother, but let's see what's going on with his wife.
Himself with dignity and class, and overall seems like a pretty chill, humble, Texas-raised guy. But then you have his little brother and wife who are actually best friends. His comment from the last video was hilarious.
That can't be good, bruh. Because the little brother is already kind of making some rounds in the media for bad reasons, so that can't be good if the wife is all buddy.
That's not what you need at all.
Somebody got to talk to these people, man.
Hilarious, where a guy said not only were they best friends, but they also share the same pants. To say that his wife isn't quite as bad as his idiot little brother. That bar is set so low it might as well be in hell. I'm sure you remember how he went viral after the Chiefs lost to the Ravens in Week 3, and he poured water on some Ravens fans' heads.
Childish. Very, very childish.
This was something Patrick had to answer for in his next press conference, and I'm just thinking, damn, this dude does not deserve to be talking about this shit. He should get to be focused on what's going on in the field. As for Jackson,
that would be ideal.
Doing his thing on TikTok, dancing around the field before the game while players warm up, dancing in the box seats at the stadium, and overall squeezing every little bit of clout that he can out of the Mahomes name. Like, my guy, you're flying on a private airplane and driving a Range Rover, all because of who your brother is. And you're still posting up all this shit that makes your family look bad. In my opinion, he is a straight-up clown. And not only that, of course, this guy had the audacity to play the victim after the situation in Baltimore.
Not surprised.
A t-shirt made that says, "Leave Jackson Mahomes alone." Like most victims, this guy likes to throw rocks and then hide his hands. While he was doing that this week, Patrick's wife had her own drama when she started tweeting out during the game how the refs are always against the Chiefs.
Yo, that's the same shit that happened with Aisha Curry, man. These pro athlete wives, man. The support is one thing. Distractions, though, that hurts your husband's career.
Is this a distraction though?
100%.
Because Steph Curry won another ring after Aisha Curry.
But the thing is,
he won two rings.
Think about what Jamari's saying here. These guys have to answer for things that have nothing to do with their sport. They have to answer for your wife's tweets. You have to answer for your brother's misconduct at a football game.
It's like a one-day news cycle. If that.
But think about it. Little things add up. Let's say the brother might pour some water and the wife might put out a tweet. Next thing you know, who knows what kind of something might happen within the family next. Little things could add up.
I say something is more likely to happen with his brother than his wife, though.
Hey, I guess Jamari's getting to the apex of this video.
We'll
Let's see.
We'll see.
Chiefs. And I do have to admit, I do not think this was rough in the passer. But we also can't ignore the fact that his sorry-ass offensive line holds literally every single play. And the other thing is, once you start blaming the refs for this and that as a fan or a player, you've already lost the game. And don't get me wrong, some teams have definitely gotten hosed over the years.
That was
so bad. If you're a Lions fan, you can totally talk shit about those zebras. But overall, the Chiefs are one of those teams who for the past several years get a majority of the questionable calls in their favor. Also, how would she know what's going on down on the field when she's spending half of the game recording Jackson dancing around like a fairy? It's obvious the league loves to suck Mahomes off and see him win, and I'm sure she had no problem when he was winning week after week.
I'm partly responsible for that.
Adversity, she wants to give the league a piece of her mind. It's giving me serious Aisha Curry during the 2016 NBA Finals.
Facts.
We all know how annoying her chipmunk ass can be, but that's another story for another day. You would never see Sierra or Tom Brady's wife doing this type of stuff.
That's my point. They don't do shit like this. Refs are never in our favor. Girl, I need you to stop. That was my team long before Patrick was here. It's not giving your organization a good look. Chiefs are bigger than you, me, or any other player. In the nicest possible way, shut up.
As far as Mahomes' wife goes, she went on to tell a lifelong Chiefs fan to shut up, and then doubled down by saying that she said what she said. And that apparently other people were mad when in reality she was the only one left with egg on her face. I swear they need to media train not only these athletes, but also their families these days. There's just something about that inherited clout that really makes individuals lose their heads. Like I said before, Patrick, it's time to take the cell phones away from your family for the next couple of months. Tell Jackson to stop hanging out in your closet. I mean, if I'm making $500 million and you're attached to my reputation, you're gonna stop tweeting or stop dancing whenever I say so. If not, you're gonna get the boot. But let me know what you guys think.
Facts, bro. Facts. But shout out my guy Jamari, by the way. I think my screen was covering. There you guys, channel right there. Make sure y'all hit him with a sub if you guys like that kind of content. But I'm not gonna lie to you. I think the title of this video is
Flashpoint. Oh, that's who it was. Flashpoint and Ass Fan.
Flashpoint. Okay, Flashpoint. That's right. How'd you remember that? Flashpoint is here.
He's right there.
Oh, what's good, Flashpoint? Why is that not? Oh, damn! Just popped up for me. But I think the title of this video is a little bit misleading because I don't think she's trying to sabotage his career, and I wouldn't even necessarily say that those tweets are sabotaging his career either.
I would say Jackson Mahomes is more likely to do some shit.
Definitely a distraction though.
Yeah. like I said, man, it's often with these super duper athletes and they're just getting married and ends up, unless you're Russell Wilson, you end up just messing around and not being as great as he used to be. I mean, congrats to Patrick Mahomes. So he just had a kid, just got married, all these different things, man.
$500 million man.
Right now, yeah, $500 million man. But right now, the Chiefs are 2-3, and the wife and the brother are the least of his worries. Honestly.
Yeah. But that's I guess that was our little warm up for the beginning of today's stream. Yeah, so
we're gonna have to clip that one.
Yeah, we should definitely clip that. But let's talk about one of the craziest things that happened so far in the season is Jon Gruden finally getting caught up for his words. He's known to be a guy of many, many words. But we did not know that this man was saying that people had Michelin tire lips.
What does that even mean?
Along with, I'm basically just saying, like, I don't know if he means like the Michelin man because he's fluffy. Maybe, I don't know, man. Lips. All I know is that shit is crazy.
That is crazy.
Flashpoint, what up? Welcome back to the stream. Real Take says Jackson Mahomes gotta stop acting.
Kawhi Leonard is here. What's up, baby?
It's one thing to have fun, but you can't rub it in and abuse fans. Yeah, bro. Like he said in the video, that inherited clout makes people lose their mind, and clout could be just as dangerous as fucking heroin, dude.
He's definitely losing his mind a bit. He's definitely getting like very entitled with how he's treating people. What's up, Kevin?
Yo, Kevin, welcome to the stream, brody.
Neglecting Lamar's performance from last night for Gruden. Acknowledge him.
Ha, hell no. We're going to get to that. If you stick around for the stream, you'll hear us get to all of our points here for the HMO Power Hour. We're 10 minutes in, so we're going to get a move on for today's stream. Talk a little bit about this Jon Gruden thing. As most of you guys know, he's no longer the Raiders coach. And what I don't like is that they gave him the chance to resign. Fire his ass, man. Stop with the resign shit because this leaves a sliver of hope for him to potentially get a job. And I think the Raiders, too, did not want to have the label of having to fire a coach. It doesn't look good for anybody. But they definitely didn't want that media smoke. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I mean, and with these firings or these resignings, quote unquote, it's all in the language of like the PR release, too.
Right.
Because someone could truly have been fired and then there's, oh yeah, we decided to part ways, or he decided to resign, or this, that, and the third. Like, those are just ways to protect the head coach, especially in a situation like this when
I don't think he deserves protection in this case, though, man.
That's what the NFL does, though. That's Mark Davis's guy. That was Al Davis's guy too at one point.
Jon Gruden, man, and ESPN, I think they were talking about it in a way where it's like, man, like the Raiders sure are doing a bad job of handling this.
They definitely were, and then we had a friend of ours call out Mina Kimes about her comments too.
League officials uncovered the emails as a part of a workplace misconduct investigation into the Washington football team president, Bruce Allen. So they weren't even focused specifically on Gruden, but he ended up getting the hammer ban anyways because of some shit that he was saying. And this was an email he sent while he was still a color analyst on Monday Night Football. Shit. What did Jon Gruden say in the emails? This is what I think the main thing we'll focus on before getting into our next topic. Gruden used racist, sexist, homophobic, and transphobic language in the emails, which the Times reports that dated from 2010 to 08. He called Goodell. He called Goodell the F with the ends with a T word with the homophobic slur. Use your imagination on that. A clueless anti-football.
I like that. That's fine with me.
Either pussy or pansy, one or the other. I don't know if that's
if it was pussy, that's what I like.
He also used homophobic slurs to describe NFL owners, coaches, and reporters. He also was mentioning Michael Sam, calling him, saying that the NFL shouldn't be drafting queers.
Wow.
So he was the clean sweep of offending people, bro.
Did you see that picture of him with Carl Nassib? And he was like hugged up.
Yeah,
hugged up on him,
yeah,
like,
I did
right
see that. I did see that.
That's terrible.
Hey, man, you never know what he's really saying behind closed doors.
Never really know.
Hey, man, we're not even going to give Jon Gruden the time of day. We just wanted to kind of give our second reaction to this.
Before we move on, was Jon Gruden canceled, or was he just held accountable for what he did here?
I would say he's held accountable more than canceled because the NFL, their main goal is to obviously push out their reach, and anything that can prevent the growth of their brand, they're going to hold them accountable to their standards. I don't think they're holding them accountable to like a moral type of situation. They're thinking about it more like bad PR nightmare. So that's really, they're holding them accountable in that aspect. In a business, that kind of stuff doesn't fly, right? So they don't want to have any of that shit even remotely close to the brand. They don't care if he's really racist or not. I'm sure there's plenty of racist guys in there, and they just don't get caught, or the evidence gets destroyed before media people can start talking about it. The Times started reporting on it. I'm sure the NFL knew he felt this way. Roger Goodell knew he felt this way. But now that the media gets their hands on it, it's over. They don't want no smoke.
Yeah, I would say he was held accountable too, and the fact that I don't know, man. If he didn't call out DeMaurice Smith and he didn't call out Roger Goodell and called him these names, you would still have a job, because the NFL is gonna accept homophobia, transphobia, any of that, because it's just football culture. Like it's a conservative sport. They're not gonna care about it. Maybe Carl Nassib is in his feelings about whatever Jon Gruden says about Michael Sam, but yeah, he would have had his job. But the fact that he went in on Roger Goodell and DeMaurice Smith is probably what got him fired the most. And I just want to talk about the fact that Washington continues to be in some shit.
Again, you know bro, I mean? Washington football team caught up in all. They're the messiest organization in all of pro sports.
It's
them
sad,
and the Detroit
man.
Lions and maybe even the Pistons too. I don't know.
We just had to deal with this cheerleading scandal. We had a situation with
yes, sir. We definitely did, man.
It's always something going on. With
shout out to Dan
team.
Snyder's lawyer, man.
Dan Snyder, man. But yeah, it's just ridiculous, and I can't wait for the day when Washington isn't in the news cycle for something negative like they have been for the last year and some change. They don't even have a dancing team anymore. They have like a bunch of it's like a high school spirit team. You know what I mean?
They'll never be relevant or even in a good position business wise until he sells the team.
We're in a weird position. We're in a weird business position right now, not even having a mascot and not even being able to like use a
no
license.
Fight song.
Yeah, the no fight song. Hell to the R words used to be my.
To the R word. Don't say the word, man. Don't say the word.
I love that song, man. I like singing it after touchdowns, but now I don't even know what to do. But it's a very interesting time in the NFL, man. A lot of things going on. You mentioned yesterday you don't want to have your son playing this game.
No, man, I don't. I don't want my son to play football. Unfortunately, man. I love the sport. I wouldn't mind him being a fan, but just playing, I would just be terrified. If that's really what he wanted and it pained him that I don't want him to play, then I wouldn't be able to let myself, I wouldn't let myself rob him of that joy. My son, if you really want, son or daughter, if they wanted to play football, but I wouldn't want them to personally. But you got any other last comments on here before we transition to Week 5 reviews?
Main thing just to say is, Colin Kaepernick. Jon Gruden was not canceled. He was held accountable.
Fuck him.
You shouldn't be using this language privately or publicly in 2021. We're in a world now where the LGBT community is getting more and more accepted, even though there are some certain factions of the world that absolutely despise them or want them to go away. And it's not the world we live in, man, because these are people that are all a part of our community. So treat them with respect and some love.
So I'm saying, man, you can't be out here just talking so loosely like you'll never get in any type of shit for it, man. Like, I always say, like, if you're in a position like that, even if that's really how you feel, keep it to yourself, man. Keep that shit to yourself. Nobody wants to hear you talking that way, and you probably lose your job for it. And just on top of all of that, what you're saying is the most important thing. Have some fucking respect for other people. People got, as cliche as it sounds, people got feelings.
Best case scenario, Jon Gruden is the dumbest person in the world. I would say he's the most clueless person in the world.
Tone deaf guy, man. Especially in 2021. Can't be talking that way, sir.
Come
Same
on,
the 90s.
Chucky. What you doing, Chuck?
Let's stay in the NFL world and talk about some interesting good news, which is there was plenty of really good games over Week 5. Starting with Thursday Night Football.
Russell Wilson's my quarterback in the HMO fantasy. He's going to be out for at least a month.
RIP.
I cannot catch a break in our fantasy football league, man.
0-5, man.
Jarvis Landry's out. Rob Gronkowski's out. and now Russell Wilson.
You're due for a W soon, though, man.
Yeah, I might as well just fold myself though, at this point.
You about to tank for the number 1 pick?
I might as well, man.
26-17. We saw a punter fumble the punt, drop it, pick it up, run for a little bit, get open, and then he still got the punt off. If y'all haven't seen that, y'all should watch that. Can't show the highlights, unfortunately, because that will definitely get copyrighted. 20-27, Falcons hosting the Jets. The Jets are one of the worst teams in the league at 1-4. The Falcons, man.
Underwhelming.
Matt Ryan is such a great quarterback, but his legacy will not be remembered because he choked that Super Bowl away and consistently has shit defenses. But here he is again, 2-3.
That's who they drafted to replace Michael Vick when he went away, man. And, I mean, he's had a great year, had a very memorable year with that Super Bowl run, man. But ever since, it's kind of been down bad. He hasn't been great since that.
He's
Super
a
Bowl
lock
run.
every year for 4,000 yards, for at least 25 to 30 touchdowns. He's a good quarterback, man.
He's a very solid quarterback. It's just he can't produce wins right now.
Yep.
Or the team around him is just terrible. I hope Kyle Pitts becomes like the number 1 tight end in the league at one point too. Because I like him out of Florida.
How crazy is this? Atlanta has the same record as Kansas City.
That is so
2-3, bruh. Through 5 weeks. That's crazy.
In a perfect world, bro, if you told me that on a bingo card, I would.
You lying.
Bingo, yeah, I
bullshitting.
definitely would be not believing you at all.
Anyone who said Lamar couldn't throw or should have switched positions before the draft should never have a job in the NFL. We'll get to that in a minute because that is going to be the best topic of the day. Lions.
Cold takes exposed right there.
ASAP. Pull them up. Lions, the worst team in the league at 0-5. A crushing loss to the Vikings coming at the very end. We saw the head coach crying after the press conference. Are the Lions going to have another winless season?
I hope not. They don't. Detroit Lions fans do not deserve that.
The first ever 0-17 team. I feel like it's coming, man.
That'd be really sad, man. They don't deserve that.
They don't deserve it, but
this is a team that's like
they're getting close too.
They're good defensively. Jared Goff is he's Jared Goff.
They held the Vikings to 19 points, and they held I think they also held the Ravens to 19 points.
They had the lead against the Packers in halftime too.
Yeah, they're catching some very tough breaks.
It's tough, man.
They're catching some very tough breaks. Hey, Kevin, man, we're going to get to your Ravens, bro. I'm glad you're here, man, because the Ravens, man, I have nothing bad to say about them today, but I got some comments that I really want to make clear about the Ravens. 30-22, Washington football team hosts the Saints. The Saints haven't been looking as good as that Week 1 performance, but Jameis Winston comes in, throws 4 touchdowns, 1 interception.
It's the Jameis Winston experience, like at full standard. The man throws a pick, and then the next play he throws like a 70-yard strike down the field for a touchdown.
Yeah, he's looking solid, man. Tucker 66-yarder. Oh my goodness, man. The greatest kick I have ever seen in my life by the greatest kicker I have ever seen in my life.
I'm glad Jameis Winston can see now too.
Yeah,
Before he was squinting real hard, he couldn't see anything. Now he can actually see. Imagine what he would have been like early in his career if he could actually see people down the field.
Jameis Winston is he's an interesting player, man. He's the kind of guy. He's what I thought like Jamarcus Russell would have been. Like a strong arm guy who will throw a lot of picks but will get 5,000 yards and hella touchdowns to go with the picks. Jameis Winston has been like a much better version of Eli Manning, in my opinion.
Do you like gunslingers like that?
Love them. Okay. Love them. Absolutely love gunslingers.
Favre, Jameis Winston. And these are two guys that love playing football, and they have a lot of fun.
I respect Jameis Winston because he's not scared to throw a pick. Guys like that are my kind of quarterbacks.
You can live and die with a guy.
I fuck with Brett Favre. I fuck with Mahomes is a gunslinger. He'll throw it up there with the potential to get picked off a lot of times. But I like the confidence. So gunslingers make the game fun. Hell yeah.
Would you rather? What was a funnier moment for Jameis Winston when he was doing the I can taste the W thing, or the one when he had the arm around his guy and he was like, yeah.
Said my man say. Oh, I thought he was like my man say. What'd he say? He said just go out there and win. This man, Jameis Winston, just had these unintentional funny moments.
He is a comedy act.
Again, Washington football team, same record as the Kansas City Chiefs through 5 games. That's fucking crazy.
And the Washington football team ends up playing the Chiefs this weekend. It is most likely going to be a massacre.
Oh, yeah. Mahomes gonna be pissed, man, especially after this week. Especially after the shit with his wife, his brother, these L's.
If he sees that video from Jamar, he should be playing pissed the F off.
But we'll get back to Mahomes. 25-22, Patriots outlast the Texans after getting outplayed in the first half. They dropped to 1-4. The Texans do without Deshaun Watson. Is there any hope for them, or do they just tank the rest of the season away?
I mean, all they gotta do is tank because
no hope for them.
Deshaun Watson isn't gonna go back on that field anymore. But what are you thinking about Mac Jones right now, man? Game to game.
I like Mac Jones. I think that with time, he'll become the Patriots' next franchise quarterback. I think that the defense is still going to be a force to reckon with. Right now, they're not looking too great, but I think... Actually, I know right now they have one of the best defenses, but they haven't been, the same great Patriots defense that we're used to, but they're still one of the top defenses actually.
Yeah. Now, I mean, and right now this guy has a QBR of 66.4, completing 76.7% of his passes. No, that was last week. Yeah, QBR of 66.4 last week, 76% completing his passes, 231 yards, 1 touchdown. The guy is just a solid option.
Solid quarterback right now, bro. I
don't know if he'd be better than Cam Newton. He's definitely a very solid
I think for the way Bill Belichick draws up game plans, Mac Jones will be a better quarterback because we've never seen Bill Belichick have any type of game plan for a mobile quarterback, like being the head coach of a mobile quarterback. Never had to do that with Brady. Never had to do that with Matt Cassell. Never had to do that with Jimmy Garoppolo.
Matt Cassell was nice going. What was he?
Sure was
14 not 14-2.
Matt Cassell, Matt Hassel actually, Matt Hassel. Right? Matt Hassel or Matt Cassell?
I think it was Matt Cassell.
I think it was Matt Hassel. I might be tripping.
Look it up.
But
they went 10-6 and they barely missed the playoffs.
11-5 and missed the playoffs. Actually,
that's crazy to me, bro.
That never happens in the NFL.
In the year without Tom Brady, yes, Matt Cassel.
Matt Cassel. Oh, okay.
He played in the NFL for 14 years.
That's right. It was Matt Cassel.
He played for the Patriots from 05 to 08.
He was nice, man, but we never seen Bill Belichick have a playbook that involves a mobile quarterback or any type of
They were 10-5.
Anything that works with Cam's play style. We've seen shit that works for like a Brady. Mac Jones kind of has some Brady in him, it looks like, as a young guy.
Mac Cassel ended up...
As crazy as that sounds, he does remind me of Brady a little bit.
Who does?
Mac Jones.
Mac Jones, yeah.
Because Tom Brady's not like a jump off the page athlete or anything like that. He's not even that talented at the quarterback position. He's just smart and has a quick release.
The man is super accurate, and that's what made him so great and a Heisman candidate at Alabama. I really thought, oh yeah, he's just a product of his system, and it turns out right now, proving me completely wrong.
Tom Brady, speaking of Tom Brady, 45-17 thrashing of the Miami Dolphins, his old division rival.
You need to expect this one too.
Oh yeah, this was a given. Tua is hurt. They're not looking too great, and the Bucs defense is showing why. Paired with that offense, they can match up with anybody.
Tom Brady had a huge performance, 5 touchdowns. I think Mike Evans caught 2 of them. I think AB had 2 of them as well, and I don't know who that last one went to.
Mac Jones is what Chad Pennington would have been if he never would have got injured. Yeah, Chad Pennington just bust his shoulder putting on the shoulder pads, bro.
That is a throwback.
Let's move on to the next game. Packers in overtime against Joe Burrow and the Bengals. I like Joey B, man. Him and
If pronouncing my B's as V's makes me sound Russian, then so be it.
Good one, sir. Keep them coming. Kawhi Leonard with the dad jokes. The real Kawhi Leonard. He got the blue wrench next to his name.
Moderator sign.
Joe Burrow, though, man. I like him, bro. And homie that was supposed to be Mr. Butterfinger is catching a touchdown in every game.
Jamar Chase, you have him on your team too, bro.
I do. I started him at my flex, and he ate.
That's a great pickup.
He ate like a motherfucker, and Joey B is looking for him, man. But they got outlasted by the Packers. I think the Bengals have a chance to win the division, man. Them and the Ravens are going to be the top 2 teams in that division.
No faith in Cleveland right now?
No faith in Cleveland. They just got 47 dropped on their head tops, bro. I have no faith in them at this current moment. Their defense is not really what I thought it was. They went up against a good offense and got exposed. That's what's going to happen in the playoffs. You're going to go up against the best offenses and the best defenses. They only scored 14 against Minnesota. You can't score only 14 in the playoffs and win games. So I don't trust Cleveland. I think there was a stat I saw about Baker Mayfield where he's the only quarterback to score 42 points or more 3 different times and lose.
All 3 of them.
That's more than every
man.
quarterback combined ever. There's only like 4 all time, or no, there's 7 all time, and he has 3 of them. That's crazy.
Sticking with the AFC North, we had the Steelers 27 over the Broncos 19.
Yep. Have no faith in the Steelers either. Big Ben is too old. Najee Harris, I don't know if he's going to be able to carry this team. Juju is going to be out for some time.
Claypool's looking nice though. That's a good pickup for him.
We let Wentz go off on us. I'm worried about Herbert. Hey man, we're gonna get to all those. We're gonna get to those Steelers and Broncos though. I think that what's his name, Teddy Bridgewater, man. I don't know. I think they're gonna start kind of getting exposed themselves a little bit.
He's not the guy for Denver.
He is the guy for Denver. He's gonna have a good season, but I think it's gonna next week is a make or break for them because they do have a good defense. Offensively, they looked all right, but I think they're going to start showing some cracks. Like in this game, you got to beat the Steelers. I don't care if you're on the road, but if you really want to be a legit team, you got to win this game, be at 4-1. 3-2 is still solid, but I think we might start seeing some cracks in their armor.
I haven't heard anything about Von. Oh, never mind. It says he won't be charged after investigation.
Oh, Von Miller's not even there. Damn.
Because remember when he got into trouble over this? Oh, damn.
Look at the fucking paywall. Nah, I didn't even see that.
This happened like earlier in the summer.
But let's get on to this next one here. Eagles and Panthers. Panthers lost their second game in a row, and Sam Darnold gave me 6 fantasy points, bro. What the fuck is going on with the Panthers right now, bro?
Sam Darnold's back to earth.
He's starting to see ghosts again?
It sure is.
Because this man got embarrassed on back-to-back weeks by NFC East teams.
Shout out to my guy, Devontae Smith, and
he said he's playing. Yeah, I thought Von Miller was playing.
Von Miller is playing,
but he's getting investigated at the same time.
He's no longer
being
investigated because he got cleared from any wrongdoing. I think in that investigation.
Got you. Of course, most of the time that's what'll end up happening, but they'll get their investigation going one way or another. But the Panthers, man, I don't think they're the real deal. I actually started. And I started Sam Darnold too, man, but I don't know, man. I think that the Panthers are going to start kind of making their way back down. Darnold will be all right. They'll adjust in a few weeks and make the playoffs. Book it. They need McCaffrey to be healthy, though, man, because that's always a question mark with this team.
That's right, Jesus, right there, man.
But
that's their boy.
The second year in a row for fantasy football, I wait until there's like a couple weeks going and McCaffrey ends up getting hurt in these back-to-back years, missing significant time. I picked up their backup running back last year and their backup running back this year. Turns out to pay dividends, man, because he was getting the ball. Sam Darnold, 6 points, no good. Yeah, that L was on Darnold. It did not look good, bro. He's starting to see ghosts again. What, he had 2 or 3 picks? No touchdowns? It's awful, man. I don't even think he cracked 200 yards either. But I think he's still the league leader in rushing touchdowns, which is an interesting stat. Titans.
We're going to get back to Lamar.
Yeah, we're going to get to Lamar.
I'll say that Lamar takes for later.
37-19. Nothing to really talk about. The Jaguars, they're basically the laughing stock of the league. They'll probably have a similar, if not higher, chance of going 0-17 than Detroit.
I think they're more likely to go 0-17, maybe 1-16. I don't think Detroit loses all 17 games. I think they win 2 games.
Urban Meyer, the first time being the little fish in the pond. Trevor Lawrence, same deal. So they're due to lose a lot of games.
Did you say big fish in a big pond?
They're both now getting adjusted to being little fish in the big pond.
Okay.
Both of them. Because they were the big man on campus, on each of their campuses.
Trevor Lawrence and Urban Meyer.
And Urban Meyer. So now that head coach quarterback duo got to adjust to being really, they're going to become the big fish, but right now they're little fish, and they got to embrace that role.
He hasn't lost as many games ever.
Either of them, right?
College.
I don't think Urban Meyer has ever been 0-5 ever.
Probably not, no.
I think I saw he had 2 to 3 picks. They forgot about him quick because of Gruden.
Nah, big facts. That's a great take right there too.
42-47. Let's talk about. Oh, and the Titans, by the way, Derrick Henry, man. This guy is proving again to be one of the best, if not the best running back in the league. This guy's a fucking animal, bro.
Like 400 carries per season in high school, and he's still being able to play like this.
He's like the kind of guy that'll take 300 carries in an NFL season. It shows how durable he is, man.
That's amazing.
But this is one of my favorite up-and-coming quarterbacks in the league, Justin Herbert. He gave me a good 42 points on fantasy this week, and he had a 400-yard game. He had, I believe, 4 touchdowns to no picks, while the Browns, again, take a savage L. This right here is just 47-42 does not do it justice the way they were getting smoked on defense. Both teams getting smoked on defense, but boy, Herbert got to be like in the top 2 to 3 in the MVP race right now.
Probably. Do you think Baker Mayfield's the guy going forward for the Browns?
For now, yeah. At least for the next year or two, he's going to be there. But these are going to be some important years coming up. But I would say, yeah, he has the talent to be their franchise QB.
I think it hurts them the fact that Jarvis Landry is out and OBJ is still coming back slowly right now.
It seems like OBJ and Baker just can't get on the same page. At some point, OBJ is going to walk. And hopefully the Browns can get something before that happens.
How long is he locked up with the Browns, though?
I believe his contract is due to expire pretty soon. I don't think he has a whole lot more time left. Let's see what his contract is looking like before we move on to this next game.
Spotrac.com.
What y'all think, man? Who's the MVP of the NFL right now, and where does Herbert rank in your top quarterback list?
I think Josh Allen's probably gonna. He's there for 2 more years.
2 more years, including this year.
Yeah, age 30 or age 32, he's gonna be unrestricted.
Man, age 32, OBJ, a guy who's been hurt so many times. I don't know, man. Lamar, the MVP, that's solid, bro. Lamar definitely is a very good candidate to be the MVP right now.
Say that? Lamar, I don't care.
He really grew on me, bro.
With all our injuries. 19 injuries, I believe.
We're almost there, though, Kevin. Bears 20, Raiders 9. They're proving to have one of the best defenses in the league in Chicago.
What was Justin Fields looking like, though? What was his line?
What was his line? Let's see it. You'll be the stat man. I got the scores, and you can have the box scores. So we got Justin Fields getting another W. I think this is his 3rd W. He got all 3 wins ever since Mr. Andy Dalton went to the bench. If Lamar keeps it up,
111 yards, 1 touchdown.
How about the rushing stats? 111 passing yards, kind of boo-boo a little bit. And 9 points for the Raiders. That's no good, man. They're supposed to be dropping 30, 25, 30 a game.
The way that they reacted to some, adversity, however, because that was the last game that they played. But yeah, 3 attempts for 4 yards. The longest gain he had was 3 yards.
Yeah, he could do better than that. The defense carried them to that W.
Yeah,
because 20 points in an NFL game in this day and age is also no good.
Bears are at 3-2, but I think no matter what, Matt Nagy is probably going to go unless they get a better offensive coordinator to build an offense around.
What about my boy Kyler? What are his stats looking like? They're 5-0 right now, 17-10, proving that the Cardinals' defense is looking solid too. 49ers' defense holding the 17 points, but sadly, their offense could not give them what they needed.
The Black Yoda, the 5'10" Yoda, went for 239 yards, 1 touchdown against.
Right there.
Against the Niners rushing.
7 attempts for a yard.
Probably that was just from sacks. You only got sacked twice actually, but QB rating of 104. Wow. Yeah,
supposedly they stinked it up because of Gruden. I wouldn't be surprised, man. That's why that whole distraction thing, it's real, man. Teams do not want to deal with that if it means potential losses. What genre is the national anthem? Country.
And unfortunately, back to the NFC East. The Cowboys stomped on the Giants 44-20.
Right, on to the next game. 20-44, man. We are bad, bro. We are god awful, man. But
Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley, both out with some devastating injuries.
We're as bad as we've been. We're not catching breaks either. Saquon's out. DJ's out.
His ankle is looking real bulky.
Evan Ingram is not who we thought he was. Oh man, it's just
That old
not looking
lineman
good
had
for us,
that
man.
scary leg injury. I mean, things just are not easy for your boys right now.
The only good thing that came out of this game is I had Zeke at running back for my fantasy team. So I mean, thank you, Zeke.
Right?
I appreciate it. Yes, I appreciate it. But Dak is nice, man. I like Dak as a quarterback. Fuck the Cowboys, man. But individually, Dak is a hell of a player.
So is Zeke.
Amari Cooper.
Alive. The big three. All Zeke needed was some alleviated pressure from Dak, and now he's actually playing like he's supposed to play.
Man, but yeah, we're done as far as playoffs go. So I think we should probably just aim to get a top 10 draft pick. I don't want to see us tank completely, but I also don't want to see us try all super hard for nothing because the Cowboys are going to win the division. Saquon is not really going to be in the lineup too much this year, so let's look to just kind of maybe take a week or two off.
Cowboys are at 4-1. They lead the NFC East. Maybe we're gonna have an actually competent team.
Yep.
Win this division this year.
The Cowboys have a potential to maybe go like 11-5 this year, and we can have an actual good team in our division.
I do not want to see that, man.
And me neither, bro. I hate
are
when the Cowboys are good.
They're so insufferable, bruh.
The Cowboys fans get real hype over the regular season like the playoffs don't exist. It's not the same shit.
No, they haven't won. Well, Washington and the Cowboys haven't won a Super Bowl in our lifetime.
You know what team has one more win than my New York Giants? The Kansas City Chiefs, following their 38-20 ass whooping that got laid on them by the Buffalo Bills, which right now are my favorites to possibly win the NFL
Buffalo Bills
championship, Super Bowl.
They're looking like the most complete team in the NFL right now, man.
Best defense in the league. One of the best offenses in the league.
Josh Allen's an MVP candidate.
Crazy, man. He's so
MVP
nice,
candidate.
bro. He hurdled that boy on third down. But the Chiefs' defense is like...
Butter soft.
Bruh.
Butter soft.
Northwood Junior varsity defense, bruh. Fucking crazy. And Mahomes is looking human again. So, I mean,
for whatever
we can't really be too... Like, I was thinking, like, prisoner of the moment thoughts. Like, man, did the NFL catch up to him? I think that he's just having a human moment and that they're still going to be one of the best teams in the league. They'll probably win 10 of their next 12 games.
They bottled up Tyreek Hill, man. When you bottle them up, that makes it a whole lot harder for the for the Chiefs to win.
The Bucs in the Super Bowl really gave the league a blueprint for this first half of the season on how to figure these boys out, man.
And the Chiefs just got to improve their O-line play, too.
Andy Reid needs to not have that Doc Rivers syndrome and needs to change shit up.
What's up,
Avs fan, welcome back to the stream, Brody.
Opening night, man. How are you enjoying it?
Yes, sir. NHL opening night, man. Feed us with that NHL news at any point. And on to what Kevin was waiting for, what I think Real Take was waiting for, what all the people that love the Ravens were waiting for. Last night's thriller that ended in overtime. 31-25, Baltimore Ravens.
Go back to watch our live stream of that game as well, guys.
What a crazy game. We had the stream going, Gaming with Savage. Kevin don't care. He chilling on 2K right now. Gaming, you know Kevin? That's funny as shit. He said Kevin chilling on 2K. But the Ravens, though, bruh. Kevin's favorite team. Brooks' favorite team. Nick's favorite team. HMO Nick's favorite team. Lamar Jackson had a career game. 4 touchdowns.
400 yards, man.
Or no, I think he had 3 touchdowns, but all of them.
He had 4.
He had 4 of them.
2 to Hollywood, 2 to Mark Andrews.
3 in the second half in overtime. He had, 28 for 31?
One of his best
Crazy, bruh.
Like Omar said, anybody that says Lamar Jackson should have had a position switch or he can't throw the ball, me included, was very, very wrong. I will take accountability right now. I said Lamar Jackson had to become an evolved passer. I was wrong, man. Because what he's doing right now is working. He might have had some bad throws here and there, but whatever Lamar Jackson is doing right now, it's working. It's his world. We're just living in it right now.
At 4-1, he got another 60-yard rushing performance. That gives him 500 yards from scrimmage in yesterday's game. He's the best dual threat quarterback in the league. He's arguably one of the top 2 to 3 best quarterbacks in the league, period. Proved that he can be a pocket passer. And by the way, Gaming with Savage, he was talking about Kevin Durant, about him not caring about Kyrie, which we'll get to in a minute. Big trust. The Ravens. He really grew on me, bro, because for the longest time, I thought that Lamar Jackson, he could be a quarterback, but I didn't think he had the kind of clutch quarterback intangibles to beat a team like maybe like the Chiefs in the playoffs. I don't see that yet, but they did win a big Sunday Night Football game against Mahomes. He gets credit for that. He wins another primetime game in overtime against the Colts. Not a good team, but good teams will always give you that good bump because they have nothing to lose.
Looking really nice last night.
For the first 3 quarters, yeah, they blew a 22-3 lead in this game.
Not as bad as what the Falcons did, but definitely a bad blown lead. They should have won this game handedly. And they put their foot off the gas.
They blew it, man. They absolutely blew this game, and it was hard to watch, bro. I've got to be honest with you. Hard to watch for the Colts, that is, because, boy, that shit was a banger. I did not think that game would be as much of a banger as it was. I watched Lamar Jackson in person. I mentioned this in yesterday's stream. The way he puts his foot on the ground to cut, I don't even see running backs doing that shit. And then you see him sitting in the pocket, going through his reads and making these Mahomes-type throws.
He had a lot of time in the pocket last night.
And he now, we can even say he has one of, like, the really best offensive lines because of how much time he's having in these games.
It's easy now more than ever for him to just sit in that pocket and just be willing to take a hit while he's delivering passes.
Just has to show up in the playoffs to kill any of that Lamar slander. Yeah, man. That's really, I think if he can win, at least get to the AFC Championship game and have a good game there. Because I wouldn't even blame their playoff failure the year before, last year, on him, because everyone was dropping shit when they had the bye week. His MVP year, his MVP year. I wouldn't even fully blame him for that.
The MVP year was the year when they had
they lost to the Titans.
They had 3 weeks off.
Yeah, he missed the last regular season game and then had the bye week, and then the third week is when they played against the Titans, and everyone was dropping shit.
Last year was when everybody was dropping everything, I mean,
they were just dropping it in both games.
Again, 2 points. We see now that the Ravens can come back from a deficit. We see now that Lamar Jackson is a much better passer than we give him credit for.
Right. No, 100%. He was cutting up that defense, and he did the same shit against even the Chiefs. In the second half of that Chiefs game, he was playing phenomenal. So Lamar Jackson gets a lot of credit, man. And that's it for the NFL Week 5 review. For me, Justin Herbert got to be up there in the MVP race. Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, and Kyler Murray. Those would be my top 4 quarterbacks right now. It sucks that I can't even add Mahomes to that, but at 2 and 3, 6 picks already, I can't add him, bro. I can't add him to my MVP.
Year. I hope he turns it around, man.
Did you ever think that we wouldn't be adding Mahomes this point in the season in the MVP race? Like, this is very unlike him to have a season like this right now.
Very strange, man.
But we're gonna shift gears a little bit, man, and talk about the other part of our thumbnail. As you guys see, Kyrie Irving, he is subject of a lot of criticism because he does not want to get the shot for the you-know-what. I'm not trying to fuck this algorithm up right now, but you know what he's not trying to do. And if you don't, read it right here. Shams Charania, I don't even know how to pronounce homie's name, but shout out to Chams, man. Shams, I check him over what's his name any day, Woj. Kyrie Irving's stance is clarified that he has no plans to get the blank, that he isn't anti-blank, and he's upset that people are losing their jobs and refusing to get blanked. He's willing to lose over $200 million for this stance, to which was clear before. And just in case y'all don't have to sub to, just in case so y'all don't have to sub to The Athletic. Multiple sources have direct knowledge of Irving's decision and have told The Athletic that Irving is not anti-V, and that his stance is that he is upset that people are losing their job. However, the nation's top doctors in science have cleared the V as safe and effective. The CDC, the AMA, and the FDA state clearly that that was just them defending it. That the C19Vs are effective at helping protect against severe disease and death, blah, blah, blah. But A girl went into my bookstore and asked, "What are the chances you have a book on curing eating?" Too long, Brody. Too long, man.
With religion,
you lost
I
me.
answered slim to none.
But
But on to the most important part there, man. What are you thinking now that we know Kyrie Irving's stance?
Listen, man. I think that I was listening to a video earlier and somebody made a great point. I can't remember whose video I was watching, but Swish Out, I believe, was making a good point.
Another great NBA
YouTuber. He made a great point. These guys live big time lifestyles, and I don't think anybody wants to just miss out on that much money because yes, he has enough money to survive a year of not getting paid. Yes, he's already super rich. But I don't think any player is living in a way where they're paying like $3,000-$4,000 a month for their expenses. They're running up big bills every month.
Yeah.
So for him to lose a whole year of money is big time, and then
he's gonna miss at least $16 million.
At least $16 million. That's a huge clip.
It's at least like 35 games, I believe, that he can play if they were to allow him to play. We don't know if the Nets are gonna like back down from this or the city of New York. But yeah, $16 million is a lot of money, man. It's definitely a lot of money.
And think about all the people that he has to take care of. There's a lot of people that he probably has paying their bills and all this other stuff, donating money. He's a very philanthropic guy.
Yeah, he was just donating money to his tribe and donating the money to like the WNBA last year. There's a whole lot of stuff going on.
It wasn't Swish Out, by the way. It was actually Dom2K. Shout out to Dom2K, another great YouTuber. But that's the money side of things. As far as him believing in what he believes in, I gotta commend him just on the. I gotta at least give him his props for. I believe in this. I'm not letting you budge me off my stance. I give him that. Having that conviction is something that I admire. I think a lot of people that are in the public spotlight should always have conviction. Sometimes even if you're wrong, you gotta double down. I guess that's the way he's viewing it. But
yep.
I personally couldn't be in that position. If I were Kyrie, I'm gonna miss out on all that money. I'm gonna jeopardize my teammates from winning a chip. I'm gonna fuck the chemistry up. A lot of things get messed up because of one person's decision. And if that all falls on my shoulders, I think, you know what? I don't agree with this. I don't believe in it, whatever. But I'm going to do it for the benefit of everybody around me. If there's a potential to keep the people around me, yeah, I'm going to make that sacrifice. That's just me. Kyrie is going to do him. And that's why I think Kyrie gets a lot of respect from a lot of people is because he does him. But why he gets a lot of hate is because people feel he's on this high horse where he's smarter than people.
Yeah, and I've mentioned that too. The fact that he seems like, or he puts
smarter
on,
than everyone.
Yeah, he puts on the veneer of I'm not necessarily holier than thou, but just I'm trying to be the smartest guy in the room, and that does rub off people in a certain way. Like you see that from ever since he was messing around with Kobe and all these different things. Like the guy is confident and he believes in himself, but at some point, people don't want to hear everything that you say. With that being said, the fact that he's sitting here and saying, I'm not anti-vax, but the fact that people are potentially losing their jobs because of his mandates is why I'm upset. Like you said, I can respect that and I can understand that because I don't think anybody should be losing their jobs over the fact that they don't want to get a shot that could potentially affect them later on down the road. If you want to get it, you should get it. If you don't, more power to you. Yeah, I mean, Kyrie's a stubborn guy. He's going to do what the heck he wants to do. But if you're going to say, I don't want to get it because I want to stand up for the people that are losing their jobs, you got to go out there and make sure that you're standing with the people in New York or whatever. Like going to these protests and making your voice be heard because otherwise, what is it all for? My dad was just saying that to me because we were just having, not an argument, but just going back and forth about what was going on. And he's got a point. Like, if this is what Kyrie is about, he's got to be out there making some major moves and making his voice be heard. Because otherwise, what's it for? Do you think he could be like another Colin Kaepernick?
No.
With the situation?
No, not at all.
Not at all.
I wouldn't compare the situation to Colin Kaepernick because Colin was blackballed out of the league against his own will. Kyrie is doing this all willingly.
Yep.
All voluntarily on Kyrie's behalf. Colin Kaepernick would have loved to have another shot. Kyrie is just saying, fuck it. that's another thing that kind of rubs me personally the wrong way, is that it almost seems like he's not grateful for the opportunity that's put in front of him. Now, I'm not saying that shut up and dribble. I'm not on that type of time either. But you've been presented with an opportunity that 0.00001% of anybody that does what he does is able to do. Star point guard for potentially best team in the league. There's his own peers probably look at him and envy him and how great he is and how great his team is. And he's throwing all that out the window for something that's serious, but really at the same time, it's like, I don't want to dive into the whole, how I feel about the V too much, but we have not seen anything that shows that it's extremely dangerous. So the way, he's going about it is like as if they want to inject him with the bubonic plague.
Yeah, which is weird.
You know what I mean?
I don't want to pile on him about what he believes, but like, Athletic was reporting that, he was liking Instagram pages saying, the vaccine is a way to, harm the black community and all these different conspiracies. That I'm not with at all. Like, that's just a whole lot of weirdness going on there. But, man, I don't even know if it's a situation of him not being grateful about his opportunity just because, this is a guy who made his own decision to go to the Nets. He got drafted because of his great ability. Like, these people wanted him as much as he wanted to be in the league. Like, who was more grateful for the other one? You know what I mean? It's kind of like, what came first, the chicken or the egg? I don't know.
He is literally willing to give up everything for what he believes in. And that's
$200 million.
That is what I'm able to look at and give him I'd tip a little bit of the hat. I won't take the hat all the way off. I'll tip it a little bit. Like, you know what? Kudos to you, man, for not allowing anyone to hold anything over your head. You're doing what you feel is best. When people do things their way, over time, people might not like it at first, but over time, history favors people like that, exactly, that did things their own way.
Look at Muhammad Ali, look at John Lewis and track and field, Colin Kaepernick one day, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X,
Right.
The main thing is, are they going to switch it around and make it so? Are they going to switch it around and make it seem like it was worse than it truly was? Better than it truly was.
As far as people doing things their own way, there's another guy who has been doing things his own way, and people are not liking it right now. And that would be this man right here.
Yep. And we were just talking about this on the car.
So I definitely wanted to make sure we talked about this before we get on out of here, man. Dave Chappelle, he is getting a lot, and I mean a lot of backlash for his latest Netflix special, The Closer, for some comments that he made about this individual right here who was a former comedian and friend of Dave Chappelle. This individual right here is a transgender woman. I believe he was born a male and transitioned to female. And he made some jokes about the LGBTQ community and about this person right here. I believe her name was Daphne. Unfortunately, she took her own life.
I don't think that's who you're talking about, bro.
Is this not it? Oh, crap. Yeah. That's not Daphne. Sorry. Hold on.
That's whoever. That's.
But that was like the main uproar. There we go. That's Daphne.
Got suspended from Netflix for tweeting about the Netflix special and then trying to go into a director's meeting to complain about what Dave Chappelle
got you. Oh, man, I got it all effed up.
Her and a bunch of LGBTQ staff members out of Netflix tried to go into this meeting and like say what they had to say about the Dave Chappelle special and all that, and then they ended up getting suspended, or I think she did specifically.
And Netflix said, nope, we're not taking it off.
Yep.
So they stood with Chappelle. That's the second time in recent history that they stood with Chappelle. They took his show off when he wanted to get paid for the show, and they're not letting this cancellation thing work. And I think that Dave Chappelle does not deserve to be canceled. I think that his comments about DaBaby, he should get more shit from people for killing somebody rather than talking about rather than being homophobic and talking about people with HIV and AIDS.
Yeah, and don't get that twisted with us saying like that was okay, because what he said was not only wrong, but it was stupid and it was harmful. To
What about
people
the baby, right?
Yeah, what the baby said. Dave Chappelle, that's a whole nother situation.
Yo, the baby really like got. I think he kind of got canceled a little bit. It seemed at first like he was out, like that he was withstanding the heat, but now he's just. I don't see him. I don't see no new music.
Called him the Tupac of our generation, which is
kind
of stupid.
I don't know about that.
I don't agree with that at all.
Don't know about that one.
Tell the people about what you thought in the car, man, about Dave Chappelle's or not alleged, but his honoring of an LGBTQ comedian.
Here's what I think about the whole Dave Chappelle thing. Hold on. So here's what I think about the whole Dave Chappelle thing and the backlash that he's receiving from his special, The Closer. He's getting flack. Here, no, you can leave it like that. You can leave it like that.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I was about to just crop that out. But hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. All right. So, my thoughts on this Dave Chappelle backlash that he's receiving for his latest special, The Closer. People are taking his words out of context, and I'm specifically referring to the group of. I don't even think it's all of the LGBTQ community, obviously, because there's a lot of people in that community. But the ones that are pushing for Dave to be canceled, right, become the latest victim of cancel culture, they're taking his words out of context. He made a joke about the LGBTQ community. He made a couple of jokes in the last specials that he's done, calling them alphabet people and stuff like that. He's the kind of guy who pushes the genre of comedy. He's gonna say some crazy shit. But for me personally, I can see why people might have been upset with the other ones. But this one right here, it was taken out of context because he was actually paying tribute to his friend Daphne, transgender, right? A transgender comedian who he befriended after they opened up for somebody. I don't know if it was, it was for him. They were opening up for him, right? And he even called himself the GOAT, which I thought was an interesting thing to add in there because he's definitely the GOAT. But this comedian was opening up for him, and he talks about how shitty the show was. She absolutely bombed it. But then once they went backstage, all the comics were hanging out. They were like, yo, this girl's hilarious. And they wanted to, he says, open up for me whenever you get the chance to practice and hone your skills. And then she ends up taking her own life by jumping off of a building. And then he ends up saying, I would have killed myself too. Something along the lines of, I would have killed myself too if my show was that bad. I think it was something like that. He made kind of a joke in bad taste until it got explained, which was, Daphne would have wanted me to make a joke like that because they were friends. And I'm sure if he's saying that, I believe him. I feel like he has no reason to lie about that. So if that's like the type of bond they had, and he's paying homage to this comic, right, who happens to be a transgender person. And then he even says at the end, I want you guys to laugh with me. I don't want you guys to be mad at me or laugh at me. Until we all can laugh together, referring to the LGBTQ community, I will not tell any jokes about you guys anymore. So he's basically waving the white flag and paid homage to this transgender comedian that was his friend. I thought that was all commendable stuff, and I don't see what he really can cancel the guy for these comments. If it's the baby thing, then that's another. I think people are just a bit too sensitive, bro.
Yeah, and I don't, again, just like I said, or just like we both said with Jon Gruden, I don't think he was canceled for this. I think he was just held accountable for what was being said. I mean, and Dave Chappelle even made a joke about, if this is what being canceled feels like, I'm completely fine with it.
Right.
Which, is funny in itself. But again, like you said, the guy paid tribute to a trans woman who unfortunately took her own life. And she was trying to do her thing. Dude, comedy is hard, bruh.
It's hard, man, to be up there.
It's way more easy to bomb on stage than it is to have like a completely amazing act. Everybody's on the floor, like laughing, belly laughing, all that. Like, not everybody's gonna be like a Dave Chappelle or an Eddie Murphy or whoever that's gonna be able to land every joke. You know what I mean? That's damn near impossible.
Yep.
So for her to be like willing to, you know, go out more and do these things,
45 minutes bombing it.
Yeah,
that's confident, or that's not. That is confidence, and that's courage too.
That's definitely confidence and courage to continue to go
45 minutes, bro.
Like, I could not be able to do that. I don't know if you'd be able to do that.
If I'm bombing it for like more than 30 seconds, I'm running off the stage like drenched in sweat.
It's hard.
I've been to a comedy show with Nick. Nick took us out to one, and there were 3 comics that night. One of them was all right, one of them was hilarious, and one of them was god awful. So we got like the whole palette that night.
Sure.
I see what it's like when a comedian is uncomfortable. They know the jokes aren't landing, right? Mm-hmm. But here Dave Chappelle is giving credit and tributing his friend, who happens to be a transgender, which is the same group of people trying to cancel him. I know this is just one person, but he's doing this on a huge scale, a Netflix special. And he's even calling a truce with the LGBTQ community. So I come to the conclusion that people that are trying to cancel him have not seen the special yet.
Yeah, I think that's very valid. Or they're reacting to one specific part, which wasn't even the full special. Because like you said, like there's
only a portion of it.
The baby thing led into the whole LGBTQ quote unquote fiasco, I guess you can say it.
Right.
I don't think he is transphobic, homophobic, or anything. I think he's just doing like what any other normal comedian does, which is make jokes about everybody. And that's
push it to the limit.
That's what comedy is supposed to be. And then you can be like a Cat Williams who says, well, you know what? If they don't want to be made fun of or they don't want to be joked about, then I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to evolve. Yep. You know what I mean? Some people can do that. Some people won't do that. Dave Chappelle is one of these people that is just going to do what he wants to do. And if he gets flack for it, he gets flack for it. But I still think he is a funny guy. I think it's interesting the fact that so many people are saying, you know, oh, well, you know, Dave Chappelle isn't making comedy for black people. He's making it for, you know, suburban whites. He's doing it for, you know.
They never seen the Chappelle show, man.
Know, they say that they see the Chappelle show and they say, oh, like the crackhead act. And it's like, well, you can tell by the way he interpreted that he's never been around a crackhead before and all that. Like, that's crazy.
That's not the point. It's comedy. It's supposed to be exaggerated. Anybody that thinks that this man is, I don't even see him as a hateful guy. I just think he's a kind of guy who, like you said, will talk about anything. And as far as the comedy space, every comedian you ever hear talk about Dave Chappelle, 90% of them refer to him as the GOAT. Why? Because he got the nuts to talk about anything, anyone. And look at these specials. Once they're done, it's not just like see you in the next special. We're talking about it for the next couple days and weeks after the fact because he goes far with it. But I never felt like because when he told that joke about his friend that killed herself, I thought, man, that was a bad taste joke until he explained they would have loved that joke. And then I was like, okay, that makes perfect sense. Chappelle the King, definitely. Kyrie and some shiz. Hell yeah, he is.
Misha?
What up, Misha, by the way? I don't think she should be canceled. I don't think... I was going to say that, too. I think because the last Netflix show, they thought again with the new one and probably went straight to canceling instead of watching it. Exactly. Watch it before making that comment. That's all I'm saying. If you still want to cancel him after watching it, we'll just agree to disagree on that. I think Dave Chappelle has all good intentions when he does stuff like this because you include a group of people in your humor, and if you are of that certain community that he's making jokes about, maybe you can make light of the situation too and say like, you know what, that's funny. Imagine he makes a joke about Indian people and you're an Indian, be like, oh man, that happens in my family. That's funny. Oh, and LGBTQ, oh man, that's something I would say or do. Have a laugh about it. Lighten up.
Life isn't that serious.
Loosen up. It's Dave Chappelle is the whole point of comedy is to be funny. Things are supposed to be funny, but people are rather choose to get offended without really looking into things for what they are.
That's another interesting thing too, man, because people have these triggers and they expect people to like be mindful of that as if we know like everything that's gonna affect you. But then why is it on us to police ourselves, and why isn't it on you to not be so triggered and be so affected by like those are things that you got to work on yourself too. always police ourselves around. No one wants to walk around glass.
That's what I'm saying.
People,
Imagine
you know what I mean?
everybody walking around in big bubble suits. It wouldn't be comfortable, man. Like, we want to be free to be who we are. You know what I mean? Sometimes we're gonna bump shoulders. We can't always have the big plastic ball suit, man. You know what I mean? Like, we're gonna be bumping into each other, and it's always gonna be more crazy than what it should be. It doesn't have to be like that.
Exactly.
But
with that being said, too, guys, we are obviously two straight heterosexual men and all that. Like, we're what's the term? Cisgendered heterosexual men. Like, obviously say what we say with a grain of salt, and if you don't agree, you don't
just
agree,
our
that's
opinions.
fine.
That's a great thing to preface that with. Well, we didn't even preface it because we already went to it, but it's a good thing to remind everybody this is just our take on it, just our opinion. What I think Dave Chappelle's intentions are good. I think they are. He could be malicious. I don't think so, but that's just my opinion. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. If you saw it and feel the way you feel, we just agree to disagree. But if you did not watch it, you're not on valid grounds to make the cancellation claims. If you didn't watch it, you have no right to cancel this man. You can't just do that shit off the headlines.
Yep.
Come on now, bro. No one ever learned nothing in math class by looking at the cover of the book. You got to open the shit. You got to open the shit and read the equations. But I think we'll go ahead and wrap up our power hour right there. Last message I got for any of my rappers out there: don't snitch on yourself. Stop snitching on yourself. These rappers be snitching on themselves. We're not even gonna get to that, but just stop snitching on yourself, rappers. But HMO Power Hour, man. Week 5, NFL, crazy week. Jon Gruden exposed as a racist, homophobic, misogynistic, just an overall insensitive asshole, and he's out of a job with the Raiders again.
Yeah, you got one dickhead on the spectrum with Jon Gruden being like maliciously awful to these people with all the isms and all the
every
istics
ism
and all
in
that.
the book, a clean sweep,
Dave
as Adam
Chappelle.
Schefter said.
And maybe it's because he's a funny black man that I'm defending him. But we got a dickhead on the other hand, and we got a guy who may not be as malicious as we think he is, and Dave Chappelle. Life is funny that way sometimes, isn't it?
It's crazy, man. We can't have. There's no such thing as PC humor, bro. It just wouldn't be funny. It wouldn't work out. I love Dave Chappelle, man. He is my favorite comedian of all time. I watched the show when it came out. I've seen basically every stand-up he has on YouTube, all the Netflix ones, and I've come to the conclusion that this guy has no hate in his heart. He actually has a lot of love, and what makes him my favorite comedian is not because he's the funniest comedian, but because he's the most interesting, best storytelling comedian. He has a way of just keeping your attention. And he grew up in Silver Spring too, so that. Shout out to Moco, man.
Big shout out to him, man.
Shout out to Moco.
Maryland, and just in general, creating a whole lot more talent, man.
Right.
Dave Chappelle and Martin Lawrence.
Yeah, I'm screen recording that whole shit. But we'll go ahead and end the power hour right there, man. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Let's help fight the algorithm together. The algorithm be trying to bury the small channels, man. Let's build together. We appreciate everybody that tuned in today and that tunes in every week. Make sure you guys subscribe, hit the notification bell. We'll see y'all again in a couple of days. Probably Thursday night football if Brooks don't got nothing going on.
Get some Mario Kart or get something going on, man. But either way, we are back.
Yes, sir.
Guys,
full swing.
Make sure you come back. And
studio might even look different for the next stream, for real.
Look different. We're
got some setups in the works.
We're getting some ads going on. You know, it's a whole bunch of things we got going on for you guys. I hope you guys enjoy it. You know, Tuesday Power Hour, all that good stuff.
You already know, man. We'll end the stream right there. Fun guy out. Have a good night, guys. You too, Brody.
Misha, appreciate you coming in. Brendoza.
Appreciate everybody. Kevin, appreciate you, bro. Real take.
Savage,
Avs fan, everybody, man. We love y'all, man. Catch y'all on the next one.
Real take.
Bang.
Bang.
You're waiting, huh?